everybody and welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I have been on here. Life has been crazy, so finding time to sit down and just talk and not stress about throwing makeup on my face or running out the door without makeup has been really difficult. But I figured I had time now, and you can see the Ulta bag in the background, so I am ready to go and let's just do this. So for today's video, I am going to be trying to do a full face of new makeup. I'm pretty sure I have a full face, but if I'm missing something, I'm just going to have to use something else. So if you would like to see my first impressions, full face of first impressions, new makeup, then just keep watching. I'm going to be taking this ColourPop Brow Boss in the shade Warm Blonde. So it has a little spoolie on the end, and then it's just a pencil up here. So I'm just going to start with brushing my brows. Then I'm just going to start with my brows. So I'm just like outlining them. I don't do too much. But this one seems like a really good alternative to the brow pencil by Benefit, Precisely My Brow. So I don't notice too much of a difference from that one. It works good, smooth, easy to fill in, easy to use. The pencil is really small, so it's really good to get precise brows. So far, so good. I like that one. Moving on into eyes, I'm going to start with putting some concealer down to conceal them, and I'm going to use the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and I got the shade Light 10. So let's see how that works. Oh, I really like the packaging. It's plastic, but it still doesn't feel too like cheap. So we'll see. And I also got this new Eco Tool sponge. I have used it a couple times, so it's not completely new, but my first impression anyways is really good, and it's really comparison to the Real Techniques in the like feel of it. But I do realize when I'm trying to get into my inner corner, it's really hard because there's no pointy part like the Real Techniques one, and that bothers me a tiny bit. Okay, so this did a really good job at concealing all the like veins I have on my lids, and it's very smooth and doesn't feel too tacky, so I feel like I could just go right away with eyeshadow on top of it, so I think I'll do that. So for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be taking the Morphe 35G Bronze Goals palette. It's their summer collection palette, I think. So it just really spoke summer to me because obviously it is full of bronzy goldish goodness. So we're gonna try to create a simple look with that today because I'm not doing anything too crazy. I have my cheat sheet here for the colors. So I'm just gonna start with taking the shade Sandy right up here and start blending that into my crease. So I'm hoping these shadows apply just like all the other Morphe palettes, and you guys are probably tired of me using Morphe palettes, but I did buy a couple other palettes, so I will get around to trying those. I just really wanted to try this because I was really in the summer mood, bronzy mood, and I want summer, so yeah. So far so good. These shadows are blending out really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and go into a little bit darker of a shade, and I'm going to take the shade SPF right here and just work that into the outer corner a little more to deepen it up. I think I'm just going to go into the shade Island Life, which is right here in the middle. I'm taking that on my finger, and I'm just going to pack this onto the lid. So I am having to go back into the palette like a bunch of times to be able to get the desired look I want and like the intensity. But it may work better with a brush, but I just didn't try that, so I'll try that another time. But overall, I think the eyeshadows work really well. The shimmer shades may be a little better with water or like setting spray on a brush. I didn't try that. It worked fine with my finger, but if you want a little more intense, try that. I'm gonna try it another time so I can update it in the in the description box below if you guys want to see my thoughts later on it. But moving on, I'm gonna go in with some primer, and I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Master Blur Stick. And I'm just gonna put this like really in the spots where I have like bigger pores that I really want to try to blur out. And I think that did a really, really good job of filling in my pores and blurring them out. I'm really impressed with that. I'm gonna try to just take a little more. Yeah, this is good. I've seen like other YouTubers use this, and finally I got my hands on it, and yeah, that makes my skin look so much smoother and really fill in everything. I really like that. And I just pressed it in a little bit to make sure it sets in. I'm not rubbing at all, I'm just pressing it in. Of course with clean fingers. It's very important. Alright, so moving on for foundation, I'm going to be taking the MAC Studio Fix Fluid SPF 15 in the shade NC30. I'm just gonna, there is no pump on this foundation, and that kind of made me a little disappointed because I thought there'd be a pump because there's a pump on like the testers, but there wasn't when I got home. So that made me a little disappointed because it's not super, like, I don't know, it's not practical to go back and forth like that and try to dump it out. But I'm gonna have to make it work. That also happened with, I noticed that also on the NARS foundation when I got home with it too, that it didn't have the pump either, and I was like, are you serious, people? Like, what are you doing? Alright, so I really like how this foundation is applying to my skin. It looks very smooth, and it's drying down pretty matte, so it seems like it's going to control any oil that I get throughout the day. So far so good. It does have some coverage, but not like, I think it is full coverage if you use enough product, but it can be a little lighter coverage, maybe medium to full if you use a little less, but definitely full coverage if you build it up. So I really like this, and I really like how smooth it makes my skin look. Like, it still looks like skin. It doesn't look like I put a bunch of stuff on it like I have. So definitely like this. It's very skin-like and smooth and soft. Yes. Going in with setting powder, I have this Clinique All Aglow palette, which has a translucent setting powder, a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to start with so it does have a big mirror in here on the other side, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the translucent powder with the brush that I don't have. Here we go, we use this one to set down the makeup. I like doing this as fast as possible to avoid any creasing. It's very important. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and move into the bronzer, which is called Get Bronzed. I'm just going to bronze up my face where I would contour. I really like this. It's buildable, it's not too shimmery, it isn't orangey on the skin. It may look like that on camera, I don't know, but it does not look orangey on the skin in person, so it looks very natural and just sun-kissed. So I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use this blush too. It's called Blush and Brighten, and I'm just going to put that on my cheeks and draw it back so it looks like uplifted. The color is really nice. It has pigment. It's not like nothing's there. So I like that. while we're at it, let's go ahead and use the highlighter that's in here too. It's called Shimmer and Glow. It looks like a light pink. Ooh. Okay, I like that. It is a light pink, but I like a good pink highlighter. It's not like pink pink, it's like a light champagne-y pink. So I can do that. I like that. So overall, this palette, I knew I was gonna like this one because I have used it before on its own, but all of these were new for me. This one works just like the one you can buy normally. I like the highlighter. It is very, it's something, it's there. And it's not too pink, it's more of like a icy vanilla-y pink. And the blush does have some pigment, but it's buildable. It's not whoa out there right away. And the bronzer is not too shimmery. It's like a perfect, subtle, buildable bronzer that's good for medium skin tones, but you can obviously build it up or have it a little lighter. So this palette is really good, and for traveling, it's super easy to just grab this one. It has all 4 things that you need, and all of them work well. So this weekend when I'm traveling, this is for sure going with me. For setting spray, I have the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I'm really scared that it's gonna be like, so let's try this. I did shake it. It says here, a microfine mist sets liquid or powder makeup with a radiant finish. A continuous air-powered spray delivers even and controlled application. Hold the bottle 8 to 10 inches away. So I'm guessing this is like 8 to 10. We're gonna go ahead and try. I'm terrified. Maybe I should like, okay. Oh, it wasn't that hard. It smells good too. Oh my gosh, it feels like, you know when you're outside or you're at the zoo or something and they have those like things spraying when it's like super hot? That's what this feels like. That was like actually really nice. I like that, and it smells good too. Okay, I see you. Last but not least, oh my gosh, do I have a lipstick? I don't think I have a lipstick, but that's okay. I'm going to use the Pretty Vulgar mascara in the shade Black Swan. So it looks like the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. That's what the wand looks like. So I'm hoping it's good. Okay, so I really like that. It adds length, it adds volume, and it does it in 2 seconds. That was like, look at that, that's like day and night. It still leaves them super natural and wispy, but I'm sure you could get it super like coated if you want it. I'm not going to do it on my bottom lashes because I just don't want to go for that with today's look, but this mascara is really good. They look so wispy and full and long, and yes. Alright, here's lipstick. So this is the Clinique Chubby Stick in the shade Whoppin' Watermelon. Okay, so this is just a very, it is showing up a little darker on camera than it is in person. In person it's a very subtle pink that's very summery. It's very smooth, and I don't really feel it on my lips. It more feels like a moisturizer or a chapstick on my lips. So I definitely recommend this for summertime because it just adds like a little bit of like a flush to your lips. Alright, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. All the products were surprisingly good, which is a good thing. All the products should be good, but I enjoyed using all these products. There's not one thing that I'm like, I'm not going to use it again. All of these things were like, I'm going to put this in my travel bag this weekend. So I do recommend all the products I used in today's video. I'll give you guys a little update in the description box if anything changes, if I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not the same thing after I used it for a few days or whatever. So if you guys would like to see that, check out the description box in about a week or 2 after the video is posted. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for joining in today. I'm sorry that the videos are lacking a little bit right now. But in summer, I'm hoping that I get back to a routine that you guys are able to follow. It's just craziness, and there's nothing I can do about it. So thank you so much for being here today. I love you all. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button before you leave, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!